Today we're going to be talking about transformations. Okay. And your notes are going to be a little interactive. It's going to be an activity. Once we're done with these notes, then we're going to do a little cutting and getting some figures onto this graph. It's not going to just be a blank graph, so that you can see these transformations happening right in front of you and using your hands. All right, so let's just fill in these few definitions. Transformations in geometry change the position of a point or figure on your coordinate plane. So transformations is the generic name of the things that we're going to look like. If it changes the position of a point or a figure on your plane, it's called a transformation. Now, there are 4 very specific transformations that we're going to look at. The first one is something that we call a translation. A translation happens when a figure moves the same distance in 1 or 2 directions within a plane. Your key word, or the word you want to remember for translation, is slide. Okay. If a figure is translated, it's going to slide somewhere else on your coordinate plane. The second transformation that we're going to look at is called a rotation. Oops. And a rotation turns a figure around a point. It can also be called a turn. So that's your key word for rotation. Okay. Your shape is actually going to turn and reposition itself on your coordinate plane. The third transformation we're going to talk about is a reflection. A reflection produces a mirror image of the figure by flipping it over a line. Okay. Key word for reflection is flip. And the last transformation we're going to look at, and it's one we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about, is a dilation. A dilation changes the size of the figure, but not its shape. Okay. It may be an enlargement, so it may get bigger, your shape, or a reduction, or smaller. There's not really a key word here. You might, if you want to, write bigger, smaller. Okay. Dilation is bigger, smaller, bigger or smaller. All right, so now we're going to cut, paste, do all sorts of cool things so you guys can see each one of these happening actually on your graph there. All right, so now that you're done doing the hands-on part, let's actually take a look at some examples and see what this looks like. Which rectangle, A, B, or C, is a rotation? Okay, so that's important because they're telling us what transformation we need to be thinking about, of rectangle 1 around point P. Okay, so rectangle 1 is this right here. Okay, they want to know which one is a rotation, A, B, or C. Okay, so first you got to remember, what's your keyword for rotation? What's my keyword for rotation? Keyword for rotation is turn. Good. And starting out, you might want to jot that down. Okay, so which one looks like it? B. C doesn't look like it. It looks more, C looks more like a translation and then a reflection. A, you're not rotating. It's like sliding sideways. All right, number 2. Which triangle A, B, or C is a translation of triangle 2? So first figure out which one they're asking you to use as your starter. So that one right there. Keyword is translate. So translate means slide. Okay, so and slide just means you go up, down, left, right, diagonal. So which one would that be? Translation or triangle A. Good. B looks like some sort of rotation of our original. And C definitely looks like a reflection and also some sort of translation. But yeah, they just slid up. That's how they got it. Number 3, tell whether figure shows a translation. Again, know your keywords. Translation means slide. Okay. This is your original. They call that your pre-image. This is your new shape, the dotted line one. Does that show a slide? Okay, and that would be no, right? Possibly that's a translation, or sorry, that is a rotation of some sort, possibly. But it's definitely not a translation. It's not sliding. All right, number 4 says reflect the trapezoid over the x-axis and then over the y-axis. So again, keyword for reflect is flip. So they want us to take this trapezoid and flip it over the x-axis. So basically, you got to visualize it. If you flip it over that, it's going to be the same distance. And then that, this would be the longer side, a little bit longer. And then you have the, and again, not going to be a work of art, but do your best. So we flipped it over the x. Now they want us to take it, we flipped it over the x. Now they want us to take it and flip it over this y. So we're going to do this. Longer side will be over here now. All right. So again, not necessarily a work of art, but this is called your pre-image. Okay, and then once you do the transformation, and you actually did 2, you did 2 reflections, that's what it would look like. All right, last one, translate. Okay, gotta know my keyword. Translate is slide. Triangle ABC, 2 units to the left and 5 units down. All right, so the easiest way to do this is just take each point and count it off. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. So we want to go 2 units to the left. All right, so I'm going to start with C, and I'm just going to count 2 units to the left. 1, 2, and then they want us to go 5 units down. So 2 to the left, 5 down. So you guys can see it. 2 to the left, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm sliding 2 to the left, 5 down. This is going to become, and they call it C prime. They put a little one up there. That it's showing that we transformed it somehow. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing for B. Just do it in a different color so you can see it. All right, so we're going to go to B. We're going to go 2 to the left. 1, 2, and 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a dot. We're going to call that B, again, prime. That just shows that it's been transformed some way. Now we have to do A. And so we want to go 2 to the left from A. So 1, 2. And then we got to go 5 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we do it right, obviously it should be on the same line as C, right? Because that's where it was originally. Put a dot, put A prime. Now, they do want you to draw the triangle. So I'm actually going to come in, okay, and I'm going to erase what I used to count, just so my picture is not such a hot mess. So very carefully, I'm going to try to erase the marks I use to count. Okay. Probably easier with your pencil. All right, now I'm going to play connect A, B, and C so you can get the triangle shape. And there you have it. Okay. We translated triangle ABC, 2 units left, 5 units down, and we call it A prime, B prime, C prime. Just the prime is there to show you that we transformed it in some way. So make sure you know your keywords. Translation is slide, rotation is turn, reflection is flip, and dilation means make bigger or make smaller.